All right, well, we'll continue here and take a look at what happens traditionally over Easter holidays. Many people, of course, are flocking to different water streams to perform various religious activities, including baptisms. The Department of Water and Sanitation is, however, pleading with interfaith-based communities to steer clear of water bodies this Easter. To tell us why, we're joined by Department of Water and Sanitation spokesperson Sputnik Ratau. Mr. Ratau, good evening to you, and thank you for your time tonight. So it's an incredibly spiritual time for many people of multiple faiths. Water, of course, is sometimes essential to the rituals performed during this time. Why must people stay away? Why should people not see to completion some of their rituals?
We would love for people to see to completion their rituals, but what we have seen this time around is a season of very high rainfall over the last few weeks, and especially the last few days. We have seen a lot of inflows into our rivers, and therefore also affecting or impacting on our dams. And due to that huge movement of water in our water bodies, then what we are saying is, we would encourage the religious sector, and not just the religious sector, by the way, because you remember that culturally as well, there's a lot of activity around this time with regards to the use of water. But there is also a huge amount of recreational activities that happen as well around this time. And we know that over time we have seen fatalities happening around these water bodies. But with the amount of water that we are seeing this time around, we are pleading that let us rather be more circumspect and see whether we can be able to go through this period with not even as less fatalities, but rather without any fatalities.
It will be easy for people, of course, to point out the likes of KZN and even maybe the likes of the Eastern Cape that have been affected by some of these heavy rains as hot risk or high risk areas. Is this call being made to the entire country?
It is being made to the entire country. We have seen, especially in the inland provinces as well, a huge inflow of water. When you look at the Orange River system as an example, you would realize that we have had quite significant rains in the catchments, and that is why over the last week or so, we've even had to do some releases around some of our dams, namely the Val Dam as well as the Bloemhof Dam. But we also have said that we working together with the provincial disaster management centers in the relative provinces, the Northwest and the Northern Cape, we have had to issue those warnings that said that there is a high amount of water that is going to be in the environment, and therefore people need to be very circumspect and vigilant because otherwise we could actually lose lives and livelihoods.
Of course, Mr. Ratau, if we stay with the case of KZN, the biggest irony is that there is so much water as a result of this flooding, but not much of it to drink and to use for domestic purposes is going around. Speak to us about some of the interventions that the department is going to be looking and working on to assist the affected communities.
It is quite ironic and very unfortunate, as you've observed, Casey, because yes, there's a lot of water in this area. We have been here actually since yesterday, and today we actually did, go to some of those areas that have been impacted. I mean, we went to one area around here in eThekwini, where the Umdeni water pipeline has actually been dug out of the ground completely and splintered by the force of the rain that fell over the last couple of days and resulted in floods. when the community was explaining to us, their experiences over those days, it's unimaginable the kind of happening that was during that course of time, because they will tell you about how it felt like the whole earth was actually shaking because of the movement of the water that was coming from the rains that had fallen in a very short space of time. When you look at the number of days that it had fallen on, and what the ministers have done, and our Minister Mkhunu was part of the contingent, together with Deputy Minister Mahlobo. There is work that is already underway. There is money that has been set aside to add on to the water tankers that the metropolitan municipality has put on the ground. And as of today and going into the next week or so, I think the Umgeni Water will be setting up an extra 50 tankers. The municipality itself around another 52 tankers and so on, just to assist. But the difficulty as well within that is that the carnage around the roads that lead to where people are living is such that even those tankers might have difficulty reaching those communities. So it's a combination of so much misfortune, but we are set on resolving those issues. That is why Minister Mbalula was also part of the delegation today, together with Minister Kubai of Human Settlements, to look at a total package that can be able to resolve the issues around not just the metro, but as well as the surrounding areas. And we are hoping that there will be very obvious and changes over the next couple of days. The worry is that there is still prediction of more rainfall over the next couple of days, over the weekend, and that might even delay some of the interventions that have been planned.
Sputnik Ratau, let's leave it there for tonight. He's with the Department of Water and Sanitation.